I'm delighted to have the opportunity of sharing a few words with you, the candidates for confirmation in the diocese at this time. I greet you today from the Church of St. Bridget and St. Oliver in Oldcastle. This is the home place of St. Oliver Plunkett, who was born here 400 years ago in 1625 and who was canonised or made a saint in 1975, 50 years ago. This year is also a Jubilee year of hope for the Church, and Loughcrew and Oldcastle are places of pilgrimage due to their association with St. Oliver. I'll come back to that later. But I want to share a few words with you, the candidates for confirmation in the diocese next spring, as school begins and as you look forward and begin your preparations for confirmation next year. You will, I think, have received the date of the ceremony from your school already, and you will no doubt be thinking ahead. I know that family members are anxious to have the day too, so that they can make travel arrangements. There is, of course, much preparation to be undertaken for confirmation, and that is why I would like to talk to you at this time. Preparation is always important, because without preparation, we don't succeed or do as well as we could. For the past few years now, I have developed a custom of writing to all students who are receiving confirmation, asking them to undertake different tasks by way of preparing. And this recording is a bit like that, a few words of encouragement. I will also be sending a letter to you through your school. I hope that your school will be able to forward this recording and the letter to your homes so that the preparation can continue and be supported there too. There are, of course, a few points that remain the same each year. The first task is to ask you to give some thought to the name which you will take for your confirmation. As you know, there is a tradition of candidates for confirmation taking a new Christian name. This name must be Christian and must be the name of a saint or the Christian name of a family member who inspired you in the Christian life. That point is important, and I can't stress it enough. It must be a Christian name. Many students take the names of a grandparent that they were or are close to, or another family member. Other students take a saint's name. Many of the saints are chosen and invoked for particular reasons. For example, in the past year, I have met students who took Anthony after St. Anthony, who is, as you probably know, the patron saint of things that are lost. Lucy, after St. Lucy, the Italian patron saint of eye problems. St. Sebastian, the patron saint of athletes, and St. Cecilia, who is, of course, the patron saint of musicians. There is a good website, catholicsaints.info, where you can search through saints that might be of help to you. I cannot confirm students with a name that is not Christian, so do put some time into choosing a suitable name. Think of it as a patron saint, someone whose intercession and support you can call on when you need to as you grow older. And as you probably know too, you must also choose a sponsor. A sponsor is someone who is already confirmed, who is over 16 years of age, and who is not your parent, and is someone who has faith, practices their faith, and would be a support to you in your own faith as you go through your teenage years. Some students have chosen grandparents, uncles, bigger brothers or sisters, family, friends. Your sponsor should be someone who is kind to you too and will support you, and who with your parents or guardians will also help you to practice your faith and inspire you by their actions. Someone too that you can trust and confide in during the years ahead, and someone who will look out for you. That is important too. I look forward to meeting your sponsor with you at the confirmation ceremony. You may have also heard about the confirmation pledge. This is an optional pledge that many students take at their confirmation to abstain from alcohol and drugs. As you know, there are many temptations for young people like yourselves to take alcohol and other substances which can harm or even destroy life. The pledge is a promise to stay away from these until one is 18 years of age. And it's also a way of asking the Lord's support in helping you to stay away from these things. I would ask you to discuss the pledge at school with your teachers and at home with your parents. It is optional, but I would encourage it. You know, too many young people like yourselves have been hurt by alcohol and drugs. I know that over the past few years, many parents and grandparents have been very supportive to students like yourselves who take the pledge. It is an option, but I do recommend it. All I'm asking is that you would carefully consider it at this time. The pledge will do you no harm. Alcohol and drugs will. The important point, though, is that confirmation is a sacrament, and I would ask you to spend some time on the religious nature of confirmation. I mentioned earlier that I was at the Church of St. Bridget and St. Oliver in Oldcastle. I'm now standing at the shrine of St. Oliver behind me here. St. Oliver was from here, became Archbishop of Armagh, and was killed for his faith in a time of persecution. Saints, like Oliver, are important. Pope Leo, who was elected in the conclave last May, described the Church as the community of the friends of Jesus. These are the saints. For St. Paul, the saint is the believer who led a good life, was a friend of Jesus, and is now in heaven. I would like you to research the saint that you are named after as a project for confirmation. Your teacher and family at home will be able to help you too. This September, Pope Leo canonized St. Carlo Acutis. He was a teenager who was born in London in 1991 and died in Italy in 2006, just 15 years later. He prayed, taught others about the faith, and used the internet to inform others about their faith too, as well as displaying a huge kindness to those who were poor or disadvantaged. The key thing about all these saints is that they encourage us to follow their example. Do some research on St. Carlo Acutis too, and see if you can learn from his example. His body is in a glass case in Assisi. He must be the first saint to wear Nike runners and jeans. Don't just copy his fashion sense, copy his faith too. In confirmation, your faith and membership of the Church is confirmed, and you yourselves take responsibility for your own faith in terms of praying, attending Mass and the sacraments, and living the kind of life that God wants us to live. You could start that now. Remember that quotation from Pope Leo. The Church is the community of the friends of Jesus. You become a closer friend of Jesus through confirmation, and of course, all the sacraments. Friendships must be worked on. We can't take our friends for granted. Work on your friendship with Jesus. A good way of doing that would be to say a prayer each night and to attend Mass on Sundays. I know that your parents and grandparents would be able to support you too in this regard. One other thing. Confirmation is about what happens in the Church during the ceremony, and about what happens afterwards in professing your faith. It is a celebration of you maturing as a Catholic and committing yourself to your faith. I know that many of you will be having a celebration afterwards. That celebration doesn't have to be extravagant or expensive. Confirmation should not put pressure on anyone or make anyone feel unhappy. Don't put pressure on those at home in relation to the celebration or the party afterwards. In the meantime, I hope that you prepare well, and I hope that my few words will offer some encouragement to you as you begin to prepare to have your faith confirmed. Can I ask you to start that preparation now by saying a few prayers each evening before you go to bed? We all need God's help from time to time. Now is the time really to build that relationship. I'm looking forward to meeting you next spring and hearing from you about your preparations and the research on your chosen confirmation saint. In the meantime, when you are praying for those at home and your family, say a prayer for the priests in your parish and your teachers too. They are instrumental in your preparation, and of course, don't forget the bishop. God be with you, and I'll see you in the spring.